Now to a violent new threat at our southern border. Cartels employing new tech to target their rivals as well as border agents. They're using weaponized explosive drones as bombs.
Migrant after migrant, all trying to evade Border Patrol agents.
The two migrant groups just made a hole in the border wall. It's dark out, so what they don't realize, we're 5 miles away and can still watch their every move.
New York Post reports that illegal border crossings have fallen to near record lows. Trump administration on pace to see the fewest crossings in 60 years.
I've been down here for nearly 4 years, and not once was I really concerned for my safety, but I actually just got protective gear from our network because things are getting a little unprecedented down here. The cartel is operating in ways that we have not seen before. They're desperate. They're a $13 billion a year industry moving people in the country.
We are witnessing in real time how cartels and transnational gangs on the southern border aren't just trafficking humans anymore. They are actively trying to target U.S. law enforcement. And that memo suggesting that they may be trying to create bigger chaos.
American border agents are on high alert following warnings of potential attacks from across the border, prompting agents to don ballistic armor, carry long guns, and operate in teams. The U.S. Marines have been deployed to the southern border, effectively locking it down to prevent any unauthorized crossings. This heightened security has infuriated Mexico's powerful cartels, who have been profiting billions annually from America's previously porous border. These cartels, now facing significant financial losses, are reportedly planning to engage in combat with U.S. troops and law enforcement officers. However, the U.S. is preparing for a military response unlike anything seen before, as the cartels escalate their tactics, including the use of weaponized explosive drones to target rivals and border agents. These drones, similar to those used in modern warfare, represent a dangerous evolution in cartel operations, posing unprecedented threats to border security. Despite a significant drop in illegal border crossings, reaching near record lows under the Trump administration, the cartel's desperation has led to increasingly violent and sophisticated methods to maintain their lucrative smuggling operations. The cartels, described as a rogue army equipped with military-grade weaponry, are not only trafficking humans and drugs, but are also actively targeting U.S. law enforcement, potentially aiming to create chaos on a larger scale. With their $13 billion industry under threat, experts warn that these criminal organizations are unlikely to surrender quietly. Instead, they are expected to retaliate with armed assaults, sniper attacks, and even drone strikes, as evidenced by recent incidents where cartels have used drones to drop explosives on rivals and military personnel. The situation has become so volatile that reporters covering the border are now being issued body armor, and U.S. troops are preparing for battlefield threats they have never encountered before. The deployment of 1,500 troops to the border, along with advanced surveillance technology like spy planes and high-tech equipment, marks a significant escalation in efforts to secure the southern border. This military presence has already led to a dramatic reduction in illegal crossings, with numbers down over 90% compared to previous years. However, the cartel's desperation is driving them to innovate, using smuggling tunnels, IEDs, and other tactics to bypass security measures. These efforts are not just about maintaining their drug and human trafficking operations, but also about expanding their influence within the U.S., as evidenced by the infiltration of American communities and law enforcement by cartel-affiliated individuals. The stakes are high, as the cartel's activities extend beyond the border, fueling America's asylum and chemical abuse crises while wreaking havoc in major cities. The NYPD, for instance, has identified dozens of members of transnational gangs, like Tren de Aragua, who are recruiting within the shelter system and using weapons supplied by cartels to carry out crimes. These gangs, often composed of undocumented individuals, are exploiting the lack of vetting in sanctuary cities to grow their criminal empires. The situation underscores the need for a comprehensive approach to border security, one that addresses not only the physical threats at the border, but also the internal networks that enable cartels to operate within the U.S. as the U.S. military and law enforcement brace for potential clashes with cartel forces. The question remains whether these efforts will be enough to dismantle these criminal organizations, or if the cartels will simply wait out the current administration's crackdown. With billions of dollars at stake and a history of resilience, the cartels are unlikely to back down without a fight, setting the stage for a prolonged and unpredictable conflict along the southern border. The outcome of this struggle will have far-reaching implications for national security, immigration policy, and the safety of communities on both sides of the border.